Hi, I'm Sukli Liu, and I just wanted to give a quick little wrapper video to the videos in the upcoming playlist for the ReproRehab community. So the focus of this playlist and providing it is really on intro to Python and providing some content in that area. And in particular, these videos that follow are for very first-time beginners. And by that, I mean people who have never written a line of code before or thought about coding before, and just are curious and want to try it out. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what the playlist is that follows. This is a playlist that we created for a course called OT 699. So that's why you'll see that in a lot of the videos and also in the like Python notebooks and stuff. The overall course playlist actually covers very basic intros to tons of different facets of technological innovation. So the first 2 weeks are on intro to Python, to programming, focusing on Python. Then we also talk about a number of other things, including Unity, game design, app development, 3D printing, hardware sensors, Arduinos, and business innovation. So it was a course that was meant for occupational therapy students who have a clinical background and interested just to know a little bit about each of these areas, such that it would give enough information that they could dive deeper into any one of these areas on their own if they wanted to. So we've copied over the whole playlist here so that if any of that's interesting for you, you're welcome to view the content. But that said, the main focus and the reason we're pulling it over is to provide the first 2 weeks, which is the intro to Python for very beginners. And so this, by very beginner, I mean very beginner. So we'll go over like an overview of kind of programming basics, like how do we talk to the computer? What is the difference between hardware and software, etc. And then you'll also get walked through how to download and use Anaconda with Jupyter Notebook and Python 3, which is the way that I wanted to go through it because it tends to be operating system agnostic and the most consistent across platforms. So that's actually kind of a big deal when using Python. And then in the videos, you will also learn to write basic commands and culmination with writing a function. So hopefully it's useful for you just to get started. And the main goal of providing these lectures is that if you are trying to learn Python, these provide the kind of nuts and bolts, very, very basic parts. And then you could follow and move into an existing Intro to Python course for beginners. So for instance, you could search ReproRehab DB, which is our database, searchable and rateable database that we created. And we have another video on one of our playlists about how to use ReproRehab DB. But essentially under courses, you can search Python. And I think right now we have 47 courses on Python. And then you can sort them in alphabetical order, or you could sort them by, well, at least time to complete. So for instance, searching that way brings up a course on YouTube that is essentially how to learn Python in an hour for beginners. So that's just, to give you an overview of what this playlist is and why we're providing it. The other thing that I'll note is that we are curating our content and creating content specifically for each learner cohort that comes in. So for this first cohort, the main focus has been on R and MATLAB for our learners, and then more advanced levels of Python for machine learning and deep learning for some of the advanced learners. But there wasn't really anyone that wanted to go through an intro to Python scenario. So that's why this year we are providing just this content in case there is anyone out there that's interested. And then we anticipate that in future years, we will have kind of a more fleshed out series on intro to Python as well. So hopefully that's helpful. And thanks so much for your time and attention.